Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GeekVerse episode 167, part 2. If you don't know, we announced this in the new year, the old year, that our movie news, game news is the exact same. They're just in different tracks. They're in different audio tracks, different YouTube videos. So if you just want to get to gaming news, you don't gotta scrub past everything. Same thing with movie news. It's all right there. Today we're doing a 2018 game preview. I think there's some news, a little news. We can
I have a couple quick things.
Yeah. And then we'll get into that. What we're going to do is we're going to break down the months. I'm going to do a rapid fire, read off all the games that are coming out, and then if there's any games that pique our interest, we'll talk about them. But, I don't think we need to spend 10 minutes on Kirby 3DS battles.
You've used that one multiple times as your example of
because I see it and I'm like, man, I have nothing to say about this game. So,
whoa, let's just kick some knacks.
Anyways, Dylan, you can start because you said you had some news.
Yeah, so let's start off with that Nintendo Switch announcement.
So are we not reintroducing ourselves?
Oh man, I am the frogless throat trust now.
Frogless throat.
Yeah, that works. I am the Jet Jaguar, Dylan Muss.
I am the hot young podcaster in your area, Jessica.
There you go.
I'm the cardboard field, Taylor.
Okay. So I did put in the title of this video, what the fuck is a Labo?
A Labo.
Is it
Is
1-0 or
it
2 titles? I put WTF.
Oh, okay.
I think it's one.
Doesn't matter. No,
I think it's one.
Then I'll take out that O. But
It's not like taboo, if that's what you're saying.
So yeah, you want to start? What do you think about this? This not surprising from Nintendo, to be honest.
Yeah. So I heard I think Taylor posted there was like some sort of mini direct of some capacity.
They announced
maybe
it that
announce some
same
games.
day. They said at 2 p.m. we got a direct. Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, they've their directs used to be exciting, but now they are not so exciting. Anyway, they didn't announce any games. No, what they announced is that they have this new toy sort of thing.
Product.
Very
This
lightly
product
used term.
that you can purchase for, what is it, 70 bones? 60
Well,
bones?
and it is a game technically, right? It comes with a game where you can do stuff with it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But essentially you get
Cardboard.
you get some cardboard. Yeah, this
Some
cardboard.
cool looking cardboard.
This cardboard, well, it doesn't look that cool at first
You
because
color it.
you have to color it. Yeah, you can't buy it pre-colored. Well, you could online for like 300.
That's gonna be.
I might do
huge
that. Maybe I'll buy them and I'll color them.
A GameCube theme.
Make them all
artistically
arty,
inclined.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll sell them back. But no, yeah, essentially you buy this cardboard and there's like an RC car one. It's not actual remote control. It's
No.
you have to use your imagination.
Rocket ship backpack or something.
Rocket ship backpack.
That's sick.
There's a little keyboard, I guess. That
Piano,
you can
too.
learn how to
Yeah,
play the piano.
I will say quite a bit of things you can make with it, as what they showed at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to buy all the separate cardboard though. That's the thing.
Oh, do you?
You gotta buy it separate. I believe.
How much is that going for? Which
They
is
have-
about the $70
there's like-
kit.
Yeah, so there's like the starter kit, or you can buy a complete kit, which I think was like $169. Was that what it was?
That's an extra $169 worth of cardboard.
So an extra $100.
I feel like I wonder how durable this cardboard.
Not
It's
very.
cardboard.
It's cardboard.
But what if they got some special Nintendo cardboard?
They don't.
Yeah, that's a bit of a reach.
Yeah, no, it's just. I mean, it's obviously intended. I mean, in their announcement for it, it's intended for kids and people who are kids at heart. So that's just like very. I feel like that's pretty loose that they're kind of expecting that adults are gonna, I guess have some fun with this. I don't think. I think this is designed completely for the kids, which is I mean obviously what they're doing with the Switch. Like, I mean I haven't played Odyssey, but it seems like it's directed to new younger kids as opposed to the old school fans of the Mario series.
I'll disagree
Zelda,
with
I
you on
haven't
that.
played. Why is that?
Zelda, I don't think so. And honestly, I think it's just like another reinvention of Mario. Just because I think up until this point, we talked about that in that first Switch trailer, you didn't see any kids or families. I feel like this is the first product they're really, really aiming towards kids. Where Mario Odyssey could be maybe a family game.
I think visually for sure, but I think gameplay wise, like I said, I haven't played it, so you might think I'm bullshitting, but essentially, like the game has a lot of filler. It seems like, and there's very little.
I think you're talking about Odyssey.
I am talking about Odyssey.
You think it's just filler?
It has a lot of filler, and it has a lot there isn't really much challenge to it, and it's these kids are playing it and they find this moon and they get really happy. They're like, oh nice, I found a moon. But really, it's just like there's nothing to it. You didn't earn it. It's just.
Wow.
It seems like a very basic game, I guess, for the most part. So, and I haven't played Zelda, but I don't know how that really compares. It seems like that one.
The horse mechanics.
The horse mechanics aren't so great, But I guess it just kind of worries me for something like Metroid that's coming out, because Metroid, I think, has always been a more difficult like series, I guess, in general. Whereas Mario, yes, the older games are difficult because maybe the controls are, you know, not as tight as they are today, and they made it like they intentionally made it more difficult. I'm just curious if they're gonna keep going down this line with like things like Metroid, and I don't know if they'll probably release some Donkey Kong game at some point. I'm just curious and maybe a bit worried, because I was really excited for Odyssey, but then I like particularly one guy I really like his reviews, because I think he thinks about the games a lot similarly as I do, and that's kind of where I get these vibes from Odyssey, as it not being a game that's intended for someone like me, where I think, you know, obviously Nintendo, those games back in the day, those games are hard, but we still love those games and played them forever. You know, you don't have to make games easy for kids to like them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that kind of got a little off track. But going back to this cardboard thing, like I personally have no interest in like this at all. Like it just seems like some cheap gimmick, and I'm sure kids will have some fun with it, but I think parents might be disappointed when their kids accidentally break it really easily because it's cardboard and it looks really flimsy. You know, have to buy another one for $60
for little Jimmy.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just, I mean, we've always said this since the Switch was announced, how we've been maybe not too confident on like what they're doing with it, and if we like the direction they're going, and whether or not they're making good choices or bad choices. Yeah. To me, this is another bad choice, and you could say that it's because it's not guided at me, it's not for my demographic, but I think Nintendo used to be really good at making stuff that appeals to adults as well as kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wasn't super stoked by this announcement. Labo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I could take.
Would you buy this for your child? Obviously, your child's
if they
highly
want
young.
it. Yes, that's the thing where I don't really have. I think most people have a similar reaction to you, and there was a big upheaval about it. For me, I saw it, and it was just like if they announced, you know, that Kirby 3DS game for me, I go, oh, it's not for me, I don't care, and I move along. I go, hey, I know that somebody's going to play this Kirby game and enjoy it, and I think there's going to be kids that's going to play this and enjoy it. I think it looks fun as, like, for a child to make this stuff, it is expensive, but at the end of the day, if you're just getting the starter kit, it is just like a game. That's how much games go for. You get a game with this thing, you can do some cool fishing rod stuff, that's great. I don't know. If you're saying, hey, are you going to buy this? Do you have any interest? Zero interest. I would never buy this.
What about Cardboard Poltergeist 2000 with Luigi's Mansion 2?
That would be sick. I thought they were going to show that at one point, but maybe there's... Oh, yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2, then they'll force my hand. But I think for the audience they're going for, I think it's a good idea. I won't say a great idea because I don't think it's something that's going to sweep the nation. Maybe it could, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh, I got to get all this cardboard. But I don't know. I don't think it's... When I think about the steps we talk about as going in the wrong direction, I don't think this one is as... I don't think it's on that spectrum for me where this is a game changer. This is the thing where if it comes out in bombs, they just kind of made me to the side. I think when you're talking about the video game quality, I think is different. And I think that that's... With Zelda, obviously, I don't know, but I've not really looked at that much because I'm avoiding it because that's a game I want to avoid until I get the Switch and I play. I'm looking very forward to honestly playing it one day. It looks like a game that I would enjoy. As far as Zelda's not, I think, an easy game. Zelda's probably the hardest Zelda game they've ever made. So I don't think the quality is going to dip that much. I think they're going to keep pretty consistent. But the cardboard thing, the Labo, I think if it was PlayStation or Xbox, I'd be very confused. The second I saw the video and I saw this cardboard, I wasn't even surprised because it was like it's Nintendo. I'm like, they would do something like this. The Switch is doing pretty well to very well in some markets. They were gonna like take a detour and be like, we're gonna make this cardboard game. Like, okay, cool, you know. So for me, it's like not for me, but for the audience. If the kids like it, I think it could be a great idea. I don't know what that market is gonna be like. I don't know what kids are. I'd legitimately have to like that would be better for my daughter is older to show me like, hey, this is something you're interested in, you know? Because I don't know, I don't know if they would or not be. I don't know. I legitimately don't know because the commercial makes it look cool enough for a kid, but it is just cardboard at the end of the day. And do you want to spend $70 on that, or do you want to spend $70 on another actual video game? So.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could just wait until it's a used copy at EB Games, and then go on and buy the stencil for $10 and cut your own cardboard, and there you go.
Yeah.
So I did look it up just because I was interested. It's the variety kit with like the house and the fishing rod and all of that is $69, and the robot kit is $79.
Robot kit.
And each one comes with its own separate like software, so you can't like buy a variety kit and play the robot.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, he used to do the same thing with Infinity, so yeah. Taylor, you've been pretty quiet over there.
I am so disappointed. I think this is just an absolute. I think it's a disgrace.
How can you be that? I guess that's the problem. How can you be disappointed? Did you see this announcement as someone that doesn't even have a Switch, and you bought the Wii U in its last year of its life? How can you be disappointed when
If I
on your radar?
If I had the money to have bought the Wii U sooner, I definitely would have. And if I had the money when I could have bought a Switch, I easily would have. And I really wanted to trade in my Wii U towards the Switch to get it for that cheaper price, but I didn't have the funds available for it. I really do want a Switch because from what I played of Odyssey, I really enjoyed it. I definitely stand by what you said about it being tailored for like the younger generation, being a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because when you compare it to those older Mario 3D kind of games, it's so much easier. And I mean, I have
also coming from two people that have not played the game. I will still throw that out there that we can't make that 100% judgment. That it's you've played. You said an hour.
It's definitely, for me, it was enough to know exactly what Dylan was talking about.
Okay.
And I mean, I have a select few games on there that I really want. That's just me though. But I feel like to dish out hardware that is cardboard. I work with cardboard for most of my adult life. I'm not gonna lie. Retail, you're working with cardboard.
A lot of cardboard.
It's a lot of cardboard. It breaks. It bends. Cardboard. I mean, it just gets destroyed. I mean, and when you compare that to us, like when you're playing Smash Brothers and you have controllers, how many of your controllers really go through a beating when you're playing?
But you're not playing that hardcore of games on this system. The fucking
as an adult, yes. But when you give a little kid something like that,
so you give Dylan the fishing rod, and he's like, oh. Like,
no, but if you give a little kid something like that who doesn't understand the quality, like, okay, maybe like I should take a little more care with this. I don't.
I'm gonna tell you about this miracle thing. It's called duct tape.
But I don't want to have to duct tape
or
a $70.
You say, hey, this is
it comes with a roll of duct tape.
Or like paper mache, make it hard.
This is a toy, little Jimmy. Don't break it. Don't be a fucking idiot. If you do, you don't get it.
Yeah, but why would I want to get something that will break?
But you're not getting it. The kid is getting it because they would want that. You could break anything. A kid, if you wanted, you could hand them that disc of Mario Odyssey and be like, Dad, look, and then break it over their knee. Hopefully you don't raise a fucking idiot.
They're defeating themselves because when the Wii came out, they dished out so many of these accessories for the Wiimotes that were plastic, and they weren't great. I mean, they weren't breaking, they were fine.
Yeah, it's an accessory though. It's not like a full-on game.
And you can't take plastic and just bend it to make things.
Still, I mean, you got people 3D printing their own whatever nowadays. I mean, you could easily just get a bunch of cardboard and make your own thing, and you can probably.
Yeah, but they're like trying to get kids to do. It's more than just sit in front of a TV and play. That's the whole like Switch thing.
And
right?
kids aren't going around 3D printing stuff. Like some of them are, but like some of them may be too young to know what that is, so they're not gonna have their whole setup in their shack of like.
Some are also a little too poor to do that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Experience.
Yeah, but not 3D printing in that sense. I mean, now using that as an example that people can rip off technology, and especially if they're dishing out something with cardboard, that can be ripped off. I just feel like it's at the end of the day.
There's knockoff controllers, right? There's knockoff controllers that are like a cheaper.
Yeah, but they're not as expensive as a full-on, you know.
But that's what I mean. That's your choice of like if someone makes these knockoff Labo whatever cardboard things, you can go get the cheaper things, but it's not the real Nintendo brand, right? Same thing. You can get Xbox double times 8 and whatever that brand is, and it's some weird looking controller, but it's a cheaper controller and it works, right? So that's kind of the same thing where you can get a cheaper one. It's going to work the exact same. It's just you won't have that brand of Xbox or PlayStation. It's more about the brand, not even the controller.
Yeah, just at the end of the day, with what we can do with technology and what I believe Nintendo is capable of, I don't know why they would. They're not in a position where they should be experimenting. They're in a position where they need to listen to what the consumer wants, and they need to put out products right now, at least, that they know will help boost themselves up as a company and put their video game console ahead.
I would say we said that exact same thing with the Switch, but the Switch is a success. We said this is not what they should be doing. They should be going this route, blah, blah, blah. They put it out, fastest selling console in the US. It's at like 4 million now in the US, so it's not like Xbox, PlayStation, but we said the same thing when we watched that conference.
And that's good, but
this is
they're
like
jumping into
this is like their
experimenting
discount VR though. if you think about it.
It is, but that would be a Nintendo thing to do, right? They've said they have no. They said like 2 weeks ago that they have no reasoning. They're not going to do virtual reality, which I don't blame them for, because it's just they're focusing on their Nintendo-like stuff.
They're like, how can we make the cheapest VR of all time? Cardboard. We have lots of cardboard, guys. Let's do it.
That's my thing. Where I just feel like it's not this. It's not on the same level of the Switch console or the games. I think it's just a gimmick thing that they're putting out, and hopefully it's successful. I don't think this is like, and guess what? Next year the Switches are all going to be made out of cardboard. And we're going to figure out a way. Like, I think it's just
I mean, the thing is, like, this isn't their big announcement at E3, right?
Exactly. It was a direct that they literally announced that morning. Hey, we got a direct later at 2 p.m. They announced it that day. It's not like
Yeah, I know.
they didn't close the show with Reggie.
I just think that it just seems so. I don't know. It irks me that they would put out a product like that. Just with technology using the cardboard at the end of the day. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a waste of potential. I feel like it's something that they could have put out something better. And
what
at
would
the end
you
of the
rather
day,
them put out then?
I feel like their focus should be games, not the accessories for their console.
This is a game though. This is accessory for
It
a
is,
game.
but I feel like it's not the right game that they should be focusing on. I feel like, yes, it is cool that they were trying to reach out to kids, but I feel like they should have reached out in a different way or just something.
But
a
then
bit
you
more.
guys have both said that Mario Odyssey is more kid down, right? So isn't that already reaching out in a game way?
They could have done that in two ways. They could have released this Mario Odyssey that was like it was hard, and it's like
They're not gonna release an adult and a kid game.
No. Hear me out. They could have released Odyssey and keep it to its roots where it was trickier to play through, and then they could have released some other form of a Mario game. They have the whole works at their disposal.
But how do you know they're not doing? Like, you make it sound like they chose this cardboard game over Metroid or over the the next Mario game. I think this is just another studio working on like we have this idea. Let's try.
Honestly, I feel at this point I would not be surprised if Nintendo is like, you know what? We can do Smash Melee HD. No, we're gonna go with this fucking cardboard
think so.
game.
I think this is a separate because the people making this are gonna be a separate unit. They've not worked with anybody probably in the past 15 years that specializes in making stuff with cardboard.
I don't know.
Like, I don't think they took off Reggie out of the board meeting and say, hey, get your team together. They're gonna make fucking this.
Probably
cardboard
Reggie's
game.
idea for all I know.
Maybe.
I just think that everything Nintendo does is about getting people to not just play video games sitting down. And this is just another part of it. You have to get up and use your hands to build it. And then everything is all like, the playing arms with it or fishing. Like, it's all things to make people move. It's not.
Sucks that they're a video game company.
Why am I gonna be sitting in the airplane flying around with this big fucking
But
fishing
you're
rod?
not. But again, how this conversation started, it's for kids, and you can't say, why am I doing it? You're not going to be. Same
Yeah,
reason
I'm
why
not
you're
gonna
not
lug
going to be
around-
opening night at Frozen.
I'm not
being
gonna lug around this big fucking fishing rod or piano for my kid to play on the airplane.
You'll be surprised when you have
That's
kids.
why I'd like the Switch, because it's just your screen with your two Switch remotes.
Okay,
But-
so then you bring your Switch and you leave your cardboard at home until you
Yeah.
get back.
Oh.
It's
If
the
the kid's gonna be crying, like, oh,
No, they wouldn't. You say you can't bring up the same reason. If I went on a trip, I didn't be like, hey mom, and I'm bringing my Xbox 360. It's like, no, that stays at home. Again, like, if you neglect your child, yeah, maybe these scenarios are going to come
But
up.
it's made for people to play while moving around on the
Yeah,
go.
moving around at their homes, at their neighborhoods, at their schools. Not, oh, we're going to New Mexico,
you
bring
can't-
your fucking Labo.
You can't really take that too and necessarily play it in an airport because it kind of looks like some of them you actually need a TV, not just the screen pad as well too.
But then if you need a TV, then it's
You're
putting you
really
back in
trying
the
to fight
situation.
I just don't know how you can say it disappoints you. I think you say it's a weird take, it's not a good take, but for you to be disappointed, I don't think any games were killed in making this. I don't think they, like I said, I don't think Luigi's Mansion 2 got pushed aside for this. I think they're just like, hey, like Jessica said, let's do something that can get people moving, let's do something unique, let's do something different. It's a this is classic Nintendo. Like, this is exactly, these are the same company that did a fucking E3 show with puppets. Like, this, we should
I'd take
expect
that
this
over
by
again.
now. We should expect
It
this.
is the same price as another game too,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, it's not like they're okay. So we're gonna charge $100 instead of $70 for this extra game because you get cardboard. I mean, they are like I think the price is ridiculous for what it is, but it is the same price as a normal game these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is true.
I will not invest it, and I'm not.
I
You
don't
don't
think
have
this-
a Switch anyway.
Yeah, and I don't think they were looking at you to be like, what does Taylor Field, the gamer, want?
They're
to
like,
invest
that Taylor Field guy thinks
Yeah.
that Nicolas Cage is the greatest actor of our generation, so
I-
we don't need to trust his
I
opinion.
honestly, I would not buy my kids this. I think it's stupid. I'd
You
rather
don't have
give.
kids either.
in?
Yeah, but when I have kids, I would rather give my kids a solid GameCube.
But what if they
controller
don't
or
want
something
that?
like
What if, so you're telling you, as you a kid, you would ask your parents for something and they just said no, and they just kept telling you no, no, no. You know what's gonna happen when you're older? You're gonna go and fucking buy that. Yeah, you're such a liar.
No.
You're such a liar.
Honestly, I
You
would
know
would
it.
ask my parents why didn't you buy me this, and they'd say because that was a piece of shit $79 cardboard.
But what if you disagreed?
As a kid, I could disagree because I'm a kid. I don't know any better. But when I get older, I can form my own decision. I would look at it and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna spend $80
But
on
you
the
don't-
cardboard in that game.
But
I'd
you
rather
don't know
buy
that.
an actual.
You
better
don't know
game.
that as a kid when you want that.
You're
thing.
right. I don't know. As a kid, I just want. But as an adult, I could come to that decision on my own.
This has
Oh,
been a
boy.
10-minute argument.
20 minutes.
That's what we do for it. Get this podcast.
I just don't get how you would say, no, child, you can't have this. Like, it's not something
If
that's
they
hurtful.
grow up and want to buy it on their own, I'm like, fine. It's your money.
Okay,
You do
Oh.
it.
you don't have a Switch or a kid, so I think this argument is pointless.
You don't know that he doesn't have a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
He's from another planet.
You know?
Oh, I don't know. That's a strange comment to say that you wouldn't buy them then, but I guess not. I guess that's up to you. That's up to you if that's how you want it.
If anything, I'd wait, find the disc used when it's been like traded in an EB and buy it, and just go cut out my own cardboard and go from there.
Anything else to say on the Labo?
Labo.
Labo.
I hope there's a fucking 30-minute showcase at E3 and you have to watch it. And
Honestly, they probably will honestly have more like attachments and
Yeah.
like new versions.
And I can't wait
This
till
one
we have to
involves
cover it.
10% plastic, so it's an improvement.
You know what I'm
You
gonna
gotta
do?
play this one for the Metro.
I'm gonna go around.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask people generally. Oh, you can pay $79 for this. game
People!
and a
You're not
controller."
asking kids!
No, people with kids.
Okay, count me in one the pro. If my daughter in 10 years wants this thing, I'm not gonna be like you who's like, no, you can't have it. You know why? Because I think it's stupid and you can't have that.
I'm legit-
You sound like the parents who force their kids to go to church. Like, that's what you
Legit-
sound like.
that is just me. I would never force my kid to go to church.
But you're forcing them, you're
Yeah.
taking something away from them, saying you can't have that. Because you want it, and I don't want you can't have that.
I just don't see how it's justified.
Because they want it, they like it. It's a kid. They want something, and as a parent, if it's sane and it doesn't have to do with drugs or hurt them, you should be like, you know what? Sure, have
I'll support
this.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can you not think of anything you were playing with as a kid that was stupid as fuck and you like were surprised your parents bought it for you? I have a prime example. Bionicles are sick. Don't ever say that ever again. But
And then they're just plastic things that connect together.
Yeah,
That's
they
it.
when I was a kid, I had these toys that like everyone in my elementary school had to have them, or these little like figures, and when you squeeze them, they just smell like disgusting things.
Yeah.
And, like it was fucking gross. And thinking back on it, I don't know why my parents bought that for me. And that's the
Yeah.
same.
How
And even,
expensive were they?
I have no idea.
For
They were
you guys
cheap.
with
They were cheap.
Pokemon, if you look at that as a parent, you have no idea. You want to spend what? $15, $20 on these cards that just have pictures of animals on them. They have little stars by them. That's $20. No, you can't have that.
You know,
What about
I
Pokemon versus this is any different?
I would gladly spend $15 on cards as opposed to this much. And I guess it's just
They're both
it's-
made from the same
the
thing,
thing-
motherfucker.
The thing that really irks me is just the fact that it's hardware that you're paying that amount of money for, and yes, it comes with the game, but I don't like that it's the hardware that is being slacked
But it's not
on.
real. How do you mean hardware? Because it's a game that comes with hardware. What if it's like in GameCube, you buy this game and you get the Rumble Pack, or like the N64, you get a Rumble Pack. It's no additional charge.
I like it because I feel like that's
the same thing.
Wait,
It's
hear
the
me out.
same thing.
I like it because I feel like that's a progression with the technology that they're improving. But this, I don't understand. I feel like it's just here as a side note to
Not
earn
really,
more money. I
because
don't know
the
how
Rumble
it's gonna
Pack didn't
progress.
work with every game back in the day when it first came out.
Mario
so
Kart will.
And they learn,
It-
and they learn from that. But this, I don't know how this cardboard is going to apply to future technology and develop themselves further as a
It won't.
company.
It's for the one singular game. It's for the game.
And maybe
Exactly. And
sequels of the
I
game.
just feel like it's just a waste. So, but
Okay, so you're saying any game that doesn't have a sequel is a waste?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I feel like a game just sidestepping to create dead technology is a waste.
Everything will eventually be dead technology, though. The Switch. in
Yeah,
10
but
years
why
will
create
go-
something that they know is dead technology? The
Yeah,
Switch is
everything
Everything,
is dead.
yeah.
We create humans knowing they're gonna die.
No, the Switch was building up
We
technology.
are all gonna die, but we were created.
The Switch built off technology that they stepped forward with the Wii U. They were building towards something.
But will the Switch eventually die?
Yes, but
So-
it's transitioning further down the line
How
towards...
do you know that this
there's-
won't turn into anything?
Yeah.
Like, you
If
just
it
made
does-
this assumption.
If it does, then I will apologize and I will be blown away.
Apologize.
Maybe they'll turn the
Give her a public
cardboard.
apology.
Maybe they'll turn the
Send an
cardboard
email
into
to
like a
Reggie.
wooden controller or something. I don't know. They're gonna get creative.
No, that's
so.
slivers.
Eventually it'll be titanium.
Oh boy.
It's
Well,
dangerous.
there you go. Nintendo keeping us active, keeping us ranting, raving. What else do we got for news?
Well, the other thing that they announced as well coming on the Switch is Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls. They're making a remaster of it and bringing it to the Switch.
Strange.
This is it's kind of one of those things where it kind of makes me seem like a hypocrite because here is Nintendo having like some content that's guided towards an older audience because these games are really punishing and that's where it is a bit confusing for me because kids aren't gonna enjoy that game at all. I don't think. I think that's much that's a different difficulty than playing like the original Legend of Zelda games and like those Mario games where like some of the platform elements are difficult, right? Whereas Dark Souls is just like it beats you up and then it like makes fun of you kind of for being shit and then eventually you get motivated and you get better at the game. And I don't think kids are gonna enjoy that at all. I think it's too much.
You get
But-
a cardboard sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a bit of a like going for a broad differentiation though. I mean they've got.
It is, but one thing to keep in mind is that this isn't like a Nintendo game, right? Like it's coming to Switch, which is great, but in terms of like Nintendo's direction, I don't think this is the direction they're going with their games.
Well,
their
they've
own
got
games, right?
Skyrim as well too, right? They're not just.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, they have Doom. Like they have games that
Yeah.
are like M rate or M,
They're
rated M.
trying to just bring in more audiences,
Yes,
like anyone that they can.
But
get
it's
to
not
buy.
Nintendo games, right? These are all games that have already existed. Dark Soul, that's another like Skyrim thing. That's a 5-year-old game or whatever that's coming out, right?
But I don't think that's a bad thing if I can make a comparison.
I don't think it is either. I think it's good that this is getting
Yeah.
a remaster because the original game has like really bad frame rate issues and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think it looks like garbage. Like I don't think it's aged well in terms
No.
of its like visually. So I think it's a great thing to have remastered.
Mm-hmm.
And I think bringing it on the Switch, I mean, it can't hurt, right? Like what's the problem of it being on the Switch? But it's cool that they're branching out. I just want to see these things with their games as well.
I don't know if you will, and I think that's why they do it with these. I think they may hire other third publishers.
I know, and I think that's me expressing my disappointment, right? Because I want to see, like, I don't know. It's hard because I haven't actually played Zelda yet, and I really want to, so I can have an opinion. But
I think
it's
Zelda
just a
is
time-
close to that because it's very RPG-ish. It is very. It doesn't set you up as way when you're a kid. Hey, you're Link, and you got to do this, this, and this. You're just start. You're an open field and go. You know, like there is no training wheels on it. So I think they do that. I just think there's a certain level. I don't think they're ever gonna make like a Mario game this level of Dark Souls where it is gonna beat you down like that. But I think it's good. I think it's good because lots of these games have not been played on the go as well because this is a handheld console, right? And playing, that's why people play these, or maybe these are games that they've never played, but they'll play because they travel a lot. That's one of the main reasons I don't buy the Switch, because I don't travel a lot. I'll eventually get it, but right now I'm not going to get it just for Odyssey.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for a little bit more
Yeah.
library. But if I travel a lot, or I had a job where I had to travel, this would make sense. Like, I'll dip back in that game because I can just open it up on the train, the plane, automobiles, anything like that.
Nice.
That's actually like, well, in terms of Dark Souls, like it doesn't really work. Like I think it's cool that game finally will be on a mobile device, but it won't actually. You can't really just like save and quit at any point. So if you're got to get off your bus stop or something, and you're like in the middle of a boss fight, well, you're gonna have to forfeit that boss fight or just go for another loop on the bus. So
Maybe more planes.
Yeah, planes for sure.
Yeah, or basketball games.
Basketball games,
Yeah.
classic basketball games.
Any other gaming news?
No, not really.
Some Call of Duty DLC that hasn't changed, Jessica, since we've been gone. There's always Call of Duty DLC. And
This isn't gaming news, but I will shout out that I beat Cuphead today. Super solid game.
Cool.
If anyone has not played it yet, recommend it.
I played some of it. It's good.
It's a good
It's fun.
game. Yeah. Beat the devil at his own game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's what I live for, you know, beating the devil at his own game.
yeah. I rolled the dice, you know?
Am I going?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Red Faction Guerrilla could be making its way on the PS4, Xbox One. I love that game. I think
I
it was
actually
great.
love that game as well.
I didn't
Never
like
played
the
it.
sequel that much. Did you ever play Armageddon?
No.
Yeah.
No, I've had like that nostalgia vibe for Gorilla in particular, and that's why, I don't know, that's why that is exciting to me.
Mhm.
Dude, that game, like, I remember I downloaded the demo on Xbox 360 back in the day, and it was one of those demos that had like a 10-minute timer on it, but honestly, me and my cousin played that for hours on end, just that demo over and over. I love that game. It's a really good game, and then eventually I bought or rented it and played through it. It's really fun.
It is a lot of fun, yeah.
So they're remaking it?
Well,
Remastering?
apparently it was listed on some GameStop sites as for sale, and I guess that's the buzz right now. So
it's a rumor as well.
it's a rumor, yeah. So I'm hoping that happens because I
That'd be
think
cool.
it was a great game, yeah, a lot of fun.
I wonder what they would price that at. I'd be interested in it if it was like $10, but
No, I mean,
Probably a full price game.
I could definitely see it being full price, but I could definitely see it being like.
I guess it depends what they do to it, right? If they
and the
bump up the graphics and
cardboard add-on.
if they add some
God.
cardboard add-ons, yeah,
Um.
nice $100 hiccup.
You
Sus-
like, like Duck Hunt and build like a little cardboard gun and
There you go.
it'll be fun.
GTA.
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking.
Cardboard money.
Assassin's Creed Rogue is coming to Xbox One, PS4. I think that's huge because
What is that?
that came out during Assassin's Creed Unity. So when Unity came out for next gen, they released Rogue One for last gen consoles.
One?
Or Rogue One. Rogue. Fuck.
Assassin's
I
Creed
love
Rogue
Rogue
One.
One so much.
It's
Wait, they
soundtrack
released a
edition.
game.
They didn't want to leave last gen behind because they released Unity
So
just
they-
for.
Yeah, so
Next
one
gen?
game was
Is
just on the net.
it a good game or is it just like a?
It's a really good game because like in Rogue you play as an
I think
assassin.
like 6 out of 7s, like
You
that.
play as an assassin.
You play an assassin that basically turns Templar, so you're killing assassins, and it leads right up to the beginning of Unity.
And
So
then it
was,
ends with you're stuck in a hall, and then all of a sudden, and then there's some big dude coming down a hall trying to get you.
Wow.
It,
After the apple, you know.
Wild.
I think it definitely was a game that a lot of people that were on next gen at the time, they didn't really, unless you're a diehard fan, they go back and play. I
Did
mean,
you buy both?
Yeah, I bought both day
That's
one.
impressive.
Yeah,
Too bad you didn't have the podcast.
yeah, that's that would have been cool. But I think that's cool. It's finally coming along.
Cardboard wrist blades.
Fuck no, I prefer plastic.
Oh boy.
I have several,
Wow.
and a metal one too, actually. And then you tagged me in this actually, a new Alien game.
I didn't do that. No.
So I can't remember what all the details surrounding it.
There's
Like,
not much. I don't think.
what was the name of the company that was?
I literally think I don't even remember.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't know you'd be bringing us on the newscast, so I
I-
prepared myself.
I
so-
love Alien games. I have the 2010 Alien vs Predator, which kept getting delayed. I remember I kept calling EB Games like, "Is it out yet?" They're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Damn." Okay, and I call the next week. I'm like, "Is it out yet?" They're like, "No, sorry, it's not out
Did
yet."
they refer you to Google at any point? They're just tired of you.
Hey, we have
calling.
this website where you can check out all the good.
That's the thing. I did kept checking the website, and they kept changing the release date.
Oh.
It was
shit.
happening consecutively for about a month.
That's the worst.
And then
All I heard is that it's coming with a lot of cardboard.
That was actually another game that I played the demo of a lot.
yeah,
The demo was like
Everybody
essentially
did.
the full game.
Everybody did. Yeah.
So
it was.
Yeah.
It was honestly a great game. I love the
was fun.
campaigns. Playing as
except
Alien
when
and
you had to
everything.
play as soldiers, the Marines though is
Suck.
like I just quit the game.
Don't want to.
I don't want to.
It sucks.
It's a demo. I could leave. It doesn't hurt my rank.
The downside though, the online didn't have dedicated servers, but
Oh.
it took about 40 minutes to get into one
Oh,
game.
shit.
I'm not even kidding.
Like at release? Oh,
It was
that's
so
not
It's
good.
like a Friday 13th.
the online died really fast. It was horrible. But
Are you sure you were connected to the internet?
Oh yeah.
Or eventually you're
I had some high speed.
I bet it
going
was.
on.
That game got pretty ravaged in reviews, so.
ravaged?
I mean, I loved it. I bought it on Steam afterwards and everything.
Savaged and ravaged.
Aliens Colon Marines again was great, and then I learned that one of the developers took a lot of the money and kind of hogged it and didn't put it into the game, and the game lost a lot of its.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks because that had potential, and that got delayed a hell of a lot too. So I hope this game doesn't get delayed because these Alien games are great. I think.
What do you
fantastic.
want out of this one, though?
I don't want it to be connected to the story that they're doing on like TV or in any shape or form.
Yeah, definitely not Covenant.
no flutes, no Covenant.
That's what I said. It's gonna be a Switch game where David
You get a
teaches
cardboard
you,
flute.
Yeah, how to play flute.
Flutes, fuck the cardboard.
Fuck
Fuck it all.
You kiss a cardboard David.
You're supposed to draw your face on it, and then you kiss it.
But no, I kind of am hoping that it goes back to its roots. Like Alien Isolation was absolutely fantastic. I'm okay with it not being along that horror trend where you're evading and hiding. I want it to be just put a new spin on it, but definitely kind of tackle the whole alien horror theme. What's so funny?
My friend lied to one of my other friends and said they played a demo of Alien Isolation. He said there's like a 10-minute scene where you just have to play basketball while waiting for the alien. And he's like, oh, well, sounds pretty sick. He's like, yeah, you just shoot it and you're just doing this and you're in your little station. And he bought it.
He bought the game for
No, he bought the story, and then once he got the game, it wasn't
He was
there.
really disappointed.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't buy it because of this.
But yeah, I hope that it has a really, really good story with, aliens in there, and
those are two things you want, yeah. I agree. I want those things too, even though I
At
don't think
least
I'm
you
gonna
got
buy
one
the
of
game.
those in Alien Covenant.
Ew.
But yeah, I'm hoping, my main concern is it doesn't get delayed. I hope that they
Well, I hear ya. Sorry.
If it
They
gets
didn't even
delayed.
say a release date though, so you don't know when that.
I know, it scares me already.
I haven't played Prey, but I hope it would be like Prey, but just alien skin. Kind of go that route.
Prey alien skin.
Yeah. Do something a little bit different, but same.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Is that it for your news?
Actually, one more thing, Pokemon related. So this year is like the year of legendaries. So starting with February, they're dishing out
So Kanye,
yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
I forget which legendaries or which month, but they're dishing out the starting legendaries in February to get in Pokemon Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Moon, and leads right up throughout the whole year. And some of those legendaries are shiny and
shiny.
yeah.
Dialga and Pelka first.
Dialga and
first.
Pelka.
I just got a
Okay.
text message from your dad. You're not allowed to catch any of those, so no catching them.
No, I'm gonna be catching them.
Oh no, he said no.
He
Sorry.
said no.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man. I bought my 3DS.
Yeah.
He stole it.
I don't know.
Bought a meal from the Dutch, threw it at the cashier, took the three.
He's been known to
It
do
was a
that.
cardboard meal. Actually.
Oh wow, healthy.
Like a Happy
Lots
Meal?
of protein.
That comes in a cardboard box.
It does.
Great things happen in
With
cardboard.
Pokemon toys, actually, are Happy Meal toys right now. I don't know if it's still going on, but
Really?
they were
What is the
Pokemon
occasion?
toys.
Is it like a Pokemon like straight DVD movie?
It's legendary year, Travis.
Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
the year of the Pokemon. Remember?
So the whole year they're gonna do this
yeah.
at McDonald's every day.
Thanks.
Yikes.
2018 game preview.
Let's do it.
So some rapid fire of the month, and then if there's anything we want to talk about, we will. And then at the end, we're gonna say what our 3 most anticipated games is. I have a list of games that are TBA that could be coming out this year, but they could easily be coming out in 2018.
It
January.
is 2018.
In 2019 or later, he means.
You know what? You guys don't get any of my cardboard when I buy it.
Oh darn.
Okay. Inner Space coming out for all consoles. Gerbil Space Program coming out for PS4 and Xbox.
People like that
Street
game.
Fighter V Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition just for PS4. Sorry, Ted. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, PS4 and PS Vita. Kirby Battle Royale 3DS. Inpatient PSVR. It's a spin-off of Until Dawn, but it's
Right.
a VR game. Let's see. Lost Sphere, PS4. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Seen that a lot at E3. They showed that quite a bit. Monster Hunter World, PS4 and Xbox. You'll probably know this. Final Fantasy. It's a D word. Dissidia. Dissidia. PS4, and then
No, they're doing a PS4 version.
yeah. And then there's some game YS7, the Charisma of the Dana. I'm kind of just picking more of the mainstream ones, so that's January.
Those are the mainstream ones.
Yeah, there's not that much.
There's a lot of those things I don't know.
Okay, like that's me. I didn't pick ones around. There's not that much. I'm playing nothing. The Impatient. I was excited till I found it was PSVR because I really enjoyed it Until Dawn, and I love a spin-off of that, but it's just PSVR, so I won't be playing that. There's nothing this month that I would even play if it was free, to be honest.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on stuff.
Yeah.
That's what January is for.
Mm-hmm. You guys, same thing? Play anything?
Final
no.
Fantasy sounds exciting.
Nothing's for Xbox, so
Escapist is a good game.
Nothing's for Xbox the entire year.
Escapists.
Yeah.
The second one?
The first one's more funner, but the second one,
More fun.
More fun.
yeah, more funner.
Okay, we're jumping in a bit because January apparently there's a shitload no one has anything to say about. UFC 3, Shadow of Colossus Remastered for PS4, Civ 6 Rise and Fall, Dragon Quest Builders, 7 Deadly Sins for PS4, don't know what that is. Dynasty Warriors 9, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Owlboy.
Owlboy.
Bayonetta 2.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Metal
Switch
Gear
combo.
Survive. Yikes. Pac-Man.
What is that? What is Metal Gear Survive?
That is a kind of
Phone game?
no, it's a game. It's a PS4.
Phone games are games too, Travis.
I think it's a PS4, Xbox game. It is honestly not made by Kojima anymore. It's just kind of like a shooter, and you're facing the zombies. I think
Like a rail shooter, you mean?
let me look at the official genre. It does not look good. Genre, survival, action, adventure, single, multiplayer. It just looks like you're shooting a bunch of the monsters from the previous Mill game.
That sounds pretty lame.
It is pretty lame. Kojima, can't wait for Death Stranding. Pac-Man Championship and Payday 2. Some of these are probably remasters, and then I skipped a lot of 3DSs and some other games. February, not looking
Nothing
too
for you,
good.
eh? I'm really interested in Shadow of Colossus. That's
Yeah.
a game I never had the console to play back in the day, and I've always wanted to play it. So I think that's a for sure buy for me.
And they've tweaked their the controls too, so like stuff like triangles don't jump, like X's actually jump now, so that was some of the problems with those.
Oh, I didn't know there was like weird controls.
Yeah, that's kind of been something that knocks against them. That's very, very dated controls,
I
so
see.
that's a good thing. So I'll be excited to see what the reaction to that game is nowadays, because that's one game that has so much hype, but if a new audience plays it, does it have that, hey, this is shit,
That's a
or
good point,
hey,
yeah.
it still holds up, you know? Like, we talk about all the time in movies, when The Shining came out, it got destroyed by reviews, and now it's hailed as one of the greatest movies. So time can help or hurt a lot of things, and I think that'll be exciting. And plus, they're coming
Time
off...
makes a fool of us all, as the great Philip J. Fry once said.
And as a great man once said, Travis Snell, Last Guardian was a disappointing game, and they're coming off of
Yes.
that, so...
Yes, but don't you feel like Last Guardian was like, you know, Shadow of Colossus was cool. Let's make a game like that.
Yeah.
But Shadow
Or
of
is that-
Colossus is the OG. That's what you base that other game.
Or are they just the girlfriend that cheated on you? They're like, oh, I'll get them pizza every night to make them forget about Last Guardian. Let's get Shadow Colossus again.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think I will probably pick it up. And then the other one is Civ 6.
Rise and Fall.
Yeah, they make a lot of Civ games. I feel like it's hard to
6
keep
of
up.
them.
6? Well, and the
I
DLCs
know.
are pretty massive too. Actually, like the DLCs are kind of like more like half a game. I feel like in one. So I don't. I like the Civ games, but I don't. They're just like a big time sink, and I don't. It's hard for me to justify getting one like opening day, you know, because
Yeah.
they're full price, and I don't know.
Games
There's,
usually are full price on the first day. You're right.
they usually are, but Civ is like a an $80 game as opposed to a game that is $15 on release. That's kind of what I was getting at. But thank you for making me clarify.
This is a new thing because I didn't have to do this last year. I was like, what the fuck is NS? I forgot Nintendo Switch. That's the official,
NS.
Mm.
That's
You
nice.
said
and-
Dynasty Warriors.
that's
on there,
snappy.
too, yeah?
Yes.
That's quick.
Dynasty
That's easy.
Warriors is
All
somewhere
about the Dynasty Warriors.
for PC, PS4, and Xbox.
Oh, I got
And
all
then
three of those.
Payday 2, popular franchise coming to Nintendo Switch. That's what that is. So I've never played it, but
Yeah.
you know,
Payday's a cool game. It's
Yeah,
just
they're
it's just a
adult.
fun game to play with your friends, and I think that's probably good for the Switch.
another adult-oriented game.
Yes,
Switch, yeah.
Robin Banks and stuff.
Taylor, anything of that on February
Yeah. It's gonna be a good month.
for games?
Sure.
Really? Oh,
Sure.
So why? What games are sticking out to you?
Payday 2. So it's pretty
For the Switch, you don't have.
No, what are the odds? The one that we most recently played.
Yeah. What other than Payday 2?
Strange.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
Shadow of the
It
Colossus.
also doesn't have PS4. I'm just gonna be watching Black Panther every day.
About
of the week,
Taylor,
so.
there's no Xbox games,
March gets a little better. Final Fantasy 15 on PC. Scribblenauts Showdown. I know people like those. Devil May Cry.
Scribblenauts Showdown actually looks pretty silly to me though. It does because it's not really a Scribblenauts game.
No.
I think it's like a gimmick game.
Has an audience, so.
Sure.
Devil May Cry HD collection. That's big, has its fan
That's
base,
cool.
so that's good. Kirby Star Allies for Nintendo Switch. I'm actually pretty excited about that. That
Didn't
game.
you just talk shit about a Kirby game?
The 3DS one. Yeah. I it looks like a fun platformer. It's up there with that Yoshi game that's kind of coming out soon. They show them off at E3. I like those. I like they're just fun platformers. There's not many we get nowadays.
Mhm.
Nintendo Switch and Nintendo
Fair
usually
enough.
does those. So, as Taylor previously mentioned, could just wait. But Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered that's coming out in March. Attack on Titan 2. Sea of Thieves is also dated for March 20th. I did not know it was dated for March 20th. Yeah. Yakuza 6, I know there's a big fan of that. Detective Pikachu, March 23rd for the 3DS. Far Cry 5, that's a big one. MLB The Show. Agony, Shining Renaissance Reframe. But that's pretty much March.
We're getting better finally.
We are, yes.
I'm really curious to see what people think of Far Cry 5.
I'm really curious to see what people think of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
That's
a game I'm super interested in, but it is a risky day one buy, I think.
very risky. I think that's a game that could just be
It also depends-
Recore. You know, it could just be some game that had
Recorded
some
not
hype,
well.
got delayed. Why Far Cry 5? I feel like that's a pretty... It's going to come out review really well. People are going to like it, and it's going to take another win.
I guess I'm just curious how it's gonna hold up with the previous games, and because I feel like Far Cry is it's a big series that has games that come out pretty often.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Far
Maybe
Cry Primal came out last year.
yeah, right. And it kind of surprised me when I don't know. There's some newscast we were talking about that, and I was
And
kind
it
of
did
surprised.
well. People liked it. It sold well. So they haven't really had a miss in quite a while. Like no, I don't think they were really a big miss, but I mean like that momentum's still going for them. And
Yeah.
I think the setting is good. Them kind of
I think
they're not
it's
gonna
just-
say it.
I think it's just a game that I'm not really interested in buying myself, but I guess I like to be in the loop on it and know what people are thinking about it and see how it compares to the previous games. I've played a couple of them in the past, and I played them for a bit, but never really completed them or anything. Never got fully gripped. So
What's the theme for this one? Does anyone know?
it's like
this one's like out in the west.
it's like hick
southern or something.
country. It feels very
It's definitely in one of the directions.
Yeah, it's very much playing on like America's crazy right now, and that's what the game is. Like it has, I think there's a cult in it that got a lot of controversy.
Kind of going more Grand Theft Auto style.
Kind of. I think this is probably like GTA is very political, but this seems like the main story is political instead of GTA, how it's kind of riddled with like radio and like interview, like newspapers of like making
Lots
fun.
of jokes.
Yeah. Where this
Parody.
seems like this is the main core theme, and yeah, I think it'll do well. It's lots of hype for that game, Yeah.
What was the other game you mentioned? There was another big game.
Sea of Thieves. There's Attack on Titan 2.
I didn't play the first one, so I can't really.
Oh yeah, so
Detective Pikachu though.
3DS.
you're gonna get that?
Not day one. By no means.
You excited for that
Good one.
movie with Ryan Reynolds? What are they doing? Why is this the
yeah.
first big Pokemon movie? We're gonna do Detective Pikachu. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
Maybe
Danny
it'll
DeVito.
be
I know we don't talk
It
about
should have
movies.
been Danny DeVito.
It should have been.
Danny DeVito.
Uh,
I think Sea of Thieves, the big thing for me is that you want to play with your pals, you want to play with your homies. So that could be a big element for me, is if my friends on PC are picking it up. Can you? Do we know actually if you can play Xbox and PC?
Crossplay?
If it's
Yeah,
crossplay?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure.
for sure, but
yeah, they just promoted it so much during E3. I think you could.
That's awesome. Now
Yeah.
I can play with Taylor.
I think
Cool.
that
We should get the whole GV squad.
I would never play Sea of Thieves.
Fuck.
I,
Never?
No, last E3.
You don't think you'd have fun playing it with all of us?
Maybe. The last E3 just, the demo wasn't for me. The first year it looked promising, looked kind of fun, but it looked very...
When you got more
When
details.
we're talking about cardboard for kids, this looked kind of very
Looked
kid-oriented,
like
looked
cardboard,
very
yeah.
simple. Yeah, if I
Bland.
have some cardboard, I'd buy it, but I think this is a game for Metacritic. This ends up in like the 60-70 range. It's not going to be an awesome
So
game.
Taylor, you said you pre-ordered it?
no, it's up for pre-order. But
Taylor's
like,
not lying.
between no, I've been really considering it because
But you haven't pre-ordered.
no, honestly, because it's a tie between Far Cry 5 and Sea of Thieves for me because like I'm looking for a new game this year to get and
Far Cry 5 and Sea of Thieves.
one of the two, yeah.
Those are completely opposite ends. It's not like
Well-
GTA or Saints Row.
Yeah,
it's
but
like two
I think
completely.
I'm not looking at it as like the
But
as
there's
they're
still,
two
like,
different
big
opposite
games
Just
that people are
where
gonna be
is he going
talking
to
about.
invest his $80?
Yeah, that's essentially
They'll come
yeah.
out full price on day one.
Full price day one?
So I mean, like, for me, Sea of Thieves, like, it's not hard for me on Xbox to get into an online game like that and make friends and join into the gaming community because, like, for
Not
me,
my friends.
like with the
I hate
division,
cardboard.
Cool guy.
for me with the
I hate
division,
cardboard. That's what he says when he enters the circle. Hey guys, my name's Taylor and I hate cardboard.
that's my group name actually.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, it's like with Division, it was so easy. The community was so friendly. Playing Fortnite
This
now,
is not
it's
going to
incredible.
have the following division is. I'm going to tell you that right
No,
now.
but I've noticed with games that have a huge following of having people jumping into situations and be groups and crew members now with Sea of Thieves, the community that comes together is much more interactive, friendly, and just very positive.
I think the game will have a decent audience at launch. I'm curious how it's going to last, and if people will still be playing it a few months down the line. And that's a big issue, right? Because if you want to wait and see how that game goes, but then you wait and now the whole aspect of the community is gone, that would suck. So obviously, like, if it's a good game, there's actual like depth to it and stuff to do other than just fucking around with your friends, and there's actually, you know, some really solid gameplay there for people to stick around, then who knows, maybe it will, you know, keep the hype train going. And
yeah, that's one of my biggest concerns, because I mean, when you do an open world like multiplayer game like this, it is solely based on the community, and if it's still thriving. That's why I'm thinking, you know, at least with Far Cry 5, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a good story, and like I've seen some like gameplay of it, and like it looks absolutely crazy. It looks awesome. I never played Primal. I think the last Far Cry I played was 3, but I've watched a lot of like since then, and I've always wanted to get another one, but I've always been jumping on the Assassin's Creeds throughout that time.
Jumping on the Assassin's Creed.
So I mean, it's just a matter, and then I mean, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. I mean, it's just a given. I'll pick that up at some point. It doesn't have to be a day one for me though.
Of course.
Oh wow. Then we get down to the nitty gritty with April, May, and June. Then I have a lot of games that just are unknown, so we'll get in that. But April, we have a few: Nintendo Labo, as we talked about, and Trials of Cold Steel for PS4. I don't think there's much. We Happy Few is a game that interested me when it first premiered at E3, and then I found it was an Xbox exclusive, but now it's gonna come to PS4. But then the hype's kind of died down after the few years.
It was released as an early access game.
Yeah. So this is a game. It looked really good. I will just wait and see. It's a game I may never play.
It's probably a game for me that I'll end up playing, you know, maybe a year or two down the road when it's on sale or something. I really, honestly, the fact that they made it an early access game really, as Taylor would put it, really irked me, because I feel like it's just a game based around the story, and maybe I could be wrong, the story and like, I don't know, the unfolding of these events. So like, how can that be an early access game? You know, that has to be a full game from the start, I feel, and I don't know. It's just a weird choice, direction they've taken with it. But I mean, still conceptually and art style and the way they advertised it still has me interested. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how much it is at release as well. That could be a big factor.
I think it was fairly high priced because I actually looked into pre-ordering it because I was actually excited about it. Yeah. And it was
like a full price game.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't seem like it would have enough content to be a full price, because it kind of seemed like a more small, isolated, more maybe experiential sort of game as opposed to like a full game. I don't know. It's a weird one for me. I'm curious how that will do.
Yeah. You want to talk about Labo anymore?
Oh, I'm fucking done. Stewing and brewing over here, man.
May Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is coming to Nintendo Switch. Conan Exiles coming to Xbox and PS4. Dark Souls Remastered, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary. That's about it.
I'm actually really excited for that Dark Souls remaster.
Yeah? Have you played Dark Souls games?
This is a funny story that goes along with this. So
cool. I like funny stories.
Ruben is a huge Dark Souls fan.
He has a huge. He had a huge video hit a couple of years ago.
He did, incredibly huge. And his other video he was working on,
it's a million.
He's it's been like actually a couple years in the works. I don't know if he's gonna finish it, but he had me come into this Dark Souls video, and he had me play the whole first level and defeat the boss of Dark Souls 1 using hot dogs, and I legit did it. And since then, I've always been captivated to actually play the game legit.
Wow.
So the fact that they're remastering
How does that work?
I had to hold the hot dogs like this and actually push the buttons and move the thumbsticks with it, and it is one of the hardest things I've ever do in my life.
That does sound very difficult.
I beat the boss using hot dogs. Just the sausages.
That's impressive. Was he giving you tips and stuff? Or
no.
Wow.
No, not really.
Good for you. Good for you,
So that goes on the resume.
That's a big compliment.
But
that goes on the resume.
I know that you can like invade other people's worlds and that sort of thing, and I think with it being remastered, it's a perfect time to just jump on and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was a good game. I never finished it because it was hard as fuck.
It was really fucking hard.
Yeah, so that kind of deterred me. Maybe it was an old-timer gamer, but I was like, this is way too hard. And then Conan Exiles is a game that they've only shown like an image and a few teasers. I've looked. It's just from the look of it has had me interested.
Isn't that game out though on PC and stuff?
Conan Exiles?
Yeah.
It says that's releasing in May on Windows here. unless it's early access.
Maybe it was. People
Yeah.
have definitely played it on Twitch and stuff.
Yeah, so I got a Mad Max vibe from it, and I ended up really liking Mad Max. So I hope it's kind of in that vein, but I don't know if I'll buy it. Just could be interested.
It seemed like one of those streamer flavor of the month games
Yeah.
for me.
Was there ever a Mad Max game that came out?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different game.
No, it
He would have
was.
said Fury Road if he was talking about the movie.
Oh, right.
It was very, very good. If you had a PS4, I'd let you borrow it. But it's one of the most underrated games out there in this generation. Not enough people have played it. So, and then in June, the only confirmed game, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
Oh, that's a cool game. It's like a platform fight, or I don't think it's it's just a fighting game essentially.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really play fighting games other than Smash Bros.
Taylor's trying to peek ahead. Okay, so now these are all games that are big games. I'm skimming and picking the biggest ones, but most of them do not have release dates. So most of the biggest games don't. Anthem.
Taylor,
I'm just going one by one.
I'm very, very excited for Anthem. I'm just waiting for them to drop that release date. I'll be at EB Games, drop my pre-order.
I want to see more of that game for sure. It's piqued my interest.
No idea what it is, so
It ended the Xbox E3 conference.
obviously not very well. 'Cause I don't
Oh!
I was very excited for this game until I found this may be similar to Division, where it's not one solid story. You're playing with a bunch of people. And it's more online. Whatnot. I like the story. I like if that aspect's in there, that's great. But that kind of turned me off. So that looked like if it was a good game, day one purchase for me because BioWare maybe needs to recover from their last Mass Effect game. Didn't go the greatest for them.
Andromeda.
Yeah, so I would like this bigger game, but from what they had said, I don't think it'll be something I'll be playing. But I hope it's good. That's not an Xbox exclusive, as they tried to
They
make
could
it
have,
seem.
but EA isn't perfect.
Oh wow.
Far from.
Darksiders 3. It's a big franchise. I never played
Yeah, I've never played them.
They were pretty good games. I played them, but I won't invest in a third one. It's been way too long.
Wow.
It's been too long.
Never played them, but it has been a long time.
I no longer have any interest in it. That's why I got the second one, is because I had played the first and I was super stoked. That was
Stoked.
That's the
stoked
new
and
one.
hyped. But now it's just kind of I don't really care. I don't really remember why it was amazing.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So, I'm sure there'll be people that buy it though.
Probably.
I'm just not one of them.
I mean, if they're making a third, people probably buy these games.
What?
What are you looking at me for?
Because you're gonna be next, unless you have nothing to say about Darksiders.
I
Or you just go because you're looking, because you're.
know what's coming up.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's apparently now coming out this year,
No,
which they didn't mention at their E3
No.
conference, which was strange.
They at one point just said that every game you saw will be coming out in 2018 at some point. They said in a interview.
Yeah,
after, which is that doesn't mean much.
Yeah, I saw it, and that was kind of wasn't that kind of when that was announced that Days Gone's coming out this year? 'Cause until
Yeah.
this point, I don't think they'd ever mentioned it.
No.
It seemed like it was, and that was because that was something we talked about at the
Seems like it's
E3
been gone
conference.
for quite a while.
Hey, for days and stuff. No, that was something we talked about on our E3 show last year. Was it seemed, we were very surprised that they didn't have a release date with it, or that didn't even say 2018.
Yeah.
That was very confusing for us. So.
I think the longer and longer this game takes to release, the less and less successful it's going to be. Last of Us 2 is just breathing down its neck. They're both Sony. They're both kind of like zombie sort of games.
Yeah.
Days Gone to me looks far less superior because it looks cool to shoot a horde of zombies, but Last of Us has this deep emotional story. The gameplay is great. The world building's great. So I think they got to get this game out ASAP. I don't know if it's ready. I don't know the state of it because even though they said it's 2018. Some of those games at the conference had a date. That one didn't, So it's easy for them to be like, oh yeah, it's coming out 2018. This game that could get delayed, it could drop maybe in I think a summer of 2019 or 2018, not fall. I don't know how this game's gonna do. I have no interest in it. To me, this is kind of like if Last of Us is the Avengers. For me, Days Gone is like the Justice League. I just feel like it's gonna be like a lesser,
I kind of agree with you. I mean, when we first saw it, I was super hyped on it, and I like all the trailers and gameplay I've seen. It looks fun. It looks beautiful as well, just visually. So, it's had me interested, but I don't want to say there's been any red flags for me yet, but there's been some deep orange flags. I feel like where maybe some slight warnings that I don't know. It might not be the game that I kind of had built up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't think at this point it's a day one buy for me. That it would have been when I first saw it, when they showed it 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago was the first time.
Yeah, 2 years ago. It is.
Yeah,
and did the conference with it.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this game looks amazing. I'm buying this. Now I'm gonna have to wait and see. And I mean, if they release another trailer that I really like, I could be sold and pick it up. But it has to be a damn good trailer.
I'll throw a #Trash Told You So. That was my least hyped game of that conference. Just, you, Liam, and Ty were all hyped about that game. Like, I don't know.
At the time,
It looks
in the context, it was looking good.
You guys have anything saying Days Gone? PS4 exclusive? Nope.
I like zombie games. I like shooting at zombies. We need more of them. And,
Okay.
I mean, good for you guys. Exclusive. That's.
What if they make a cardboard shooting game that's unlimited hours?
You shoot cardboard
Yeah, at the zombies. They're
with cardboard.
they're enemies.
Really? Is it rated PG?
Nope, it's radar.
The twist of the game though is that you were actually cardboard the whole time, so you've been killing your own time. It's wild story.
Is it Nintendo?
Maybe.
Nintendo.
So what are you saying? Xbox put out cardboard thing and be all right?
Xbox doesn't waste their time with cardboard.
No, they waste their time with bad games.
Oh!
I won't deny it. Xbox needs to put out some good games.
Because they ain't putting out games like this. Detroit, Become Human. I'm very excited for this game, despite some of the controversy going on at the time of this recording. But this game has to be amazing. I love games like this. It's an interactive role-play drama in a sense. And since I saw the trailer, which was 3 years ago, I've been hyped. It's a game where I want to stop seeing trailers. I hate every E3 now. It's like, oh, we got a new trailer. And it's like, well, where's that release date? This still to TBA. I want it as soon as possible. It's a game where I would try to plan my day around and try and take off of work because I'm so invested and excited to play that game. And I think it has huge potential. It could also be a big misfire.
I agree with everything you said. Heavy Rain is actually one of my, I don't want to say one of my favorite games of all time, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there, and I haven't actually ever held the controller and played the game itself, just because the story is so strong, even from just watching the game.
I want to replay it. It's pretty cheap on PlayStation Store. Like, it's not that bad. I think it's in the $20-$25 range. So
yeah, I think
thinking about it.
I should do that before Detroit comes out. Yeah, I think Detroit for me is pretty much what you said. I think it's a day one buy for me, unless I see some
tanks,
some really bad reviews or something like that. But as of right now,
you guys like Mass Effect and drama?
As of right now, I mean, really heavily based on the story, a lot of interactivity, and the player really creates the story based on how they want to play it. So I mean they did it with Heavy Rain, and I think they can do it again.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Any thoughts on Detroit? No. The Xbox crew, no thoughts. Have no thoughts on this. Dreams. It's a sandbox, kind of a little Big Planet game. I'm not sure if you guys know about it. There's been some hype around for a while. It's been delayed quite a few times. There was supposed to be a beta this summer. Beta never came. It's a game that's just gonna super flop. It's gonna be.
Speaking of red flags.
It's gonna be just Last Guardian. It's gonna come out. It's not gonna pop on the NPD. It's just gonna come out. Poof. Be gone.
I agree.
Just want to shut that out. Extinction. That sounds like a game that I would know, but I don't.
Extinction.
Sorry, Taylor, but God of War. Lots of PS4 exclusives come up. This is a game that the old games I've liked. I've said it before, but I've never been the biggest fan. I don't know if this is a day one purchase for me, but it's on my radar of, hey, I may get it. Also depends what's coming out around that time. If I know what Detroit's coming out, Spider-Man's coming out, I'll hold off. But if they say, hey, those games aren't coming out till fall, I might invest in God of War because it looks lots of fun. The story of him and his son looks really emotional. I'm getting very Logan-esque vibes from it, so it could be something cool and special. And it looks like they're kind of trying to revitalize the franchise, which is not a bad idea.
Right.
I think if you would have put out just another
they definitely are giving it a new look. It used to be, very animated and I guess kind of simple graphics, but they've kind of upgraded to the classic PS4 sort of realistic, Last of Us, Horizon Dawn sort of look. I think the game
Horizon Zero Dawn
looks great.
this year, but it's okay.
But that'd be too soon. They need time to make
I
it
know.
seem. They're gonna go back to Killzone.
They're never going back to Killzone after Horizon.
God of War is, never a game that really ever interested me back in the day. I don't know what it was. Just something about the gameplay or the story. I don't know. It's never for me. This one does look different for sure, but I'm definitely not gonna buy it. But I could be sold.
Yeah.
But they'd really have to work hard to get me to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on God of War? Xboxers?
I'll probably buy it.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the OG ones?
Yeah, I have all of them, and when they did the remaster.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love the series. I think it's great. So I'll end up buying this one as
Is
well.
that a
What do
day
you think
one
of
purchase
the-
for you?
There's no release date. See, it's hard
Nope.
for me because it depends.
They say spring 2018.
Yeah,
so
so
March, April, May,
if,
maybe.
If I'm in school, then no.
Yeah.
If it comes out like once I'm done, then I will probably get it pretty early.
Yeah.
What do you think of the look of it? Like, 'cause artistically it's quite different. It's updated and stuff.
Xbox One X, 4K TV. I'm sure it's gonna look pretty.
Xbox, eh?
It's not gonna be on the Xbox.
Well, sorry, PS4, 4K TV.
I was like,
4K TV stands.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
I skipped past this one, but I went back up because I know Taylor Field's here. Jurassic World Evolution, you can talk about. I have nothing to say. Taylor Field tagged me in some obnoxious
Taylor
posts.
Okay, you don't even understand the whole logic of that. There was a lot of sentiment involved.
I know
in
you
that.
had to say something about a contest. What did you think about this
Yes,
game?
the contest was legit. Like, post why you love Jurassic Park, and you and your friend could win if you tag a friend and copy of Jurassic Park Evolution. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tag Travis.
Why not Ruben?
Ray Bump.
I thought
you
Ruben
know-
would get more enjoyment out of this game.
Ruben probably like, why the hell are you tagging me in this?
I did the same thing. I said on their official page, I'll never buy this game.
Yeah, so now we're never gonna fucking win.
I didn't know what it was for. I just saw you tag and then I said that and I ran like, oh sorry, but
That's pretty big.
but yeah, no,
we
this
need sponsors.
this game essentially is it just reminds me of like Zoo Tycoon and in every sense, but with Jurassic Park theme. Like I've wanted to do like a park builder like this that wasn't on like my iPad or my iPhone, because like they've released Jurassic Park Builder and Jurassic World Builder, and they're so simple but they're so just involved and just in depth and just fun and enjoyable to like battle your dinosaurs, other dinosaurs, like raise them, evolve them, build the parks. And on this depth and how amazing it looks like, where you see these dinosaurs like going through like their daily kind of own things and just kind of you're bringing them up through life, and you have their park and the dinosaurs escape and they're fighting other dinosaurs, they're fighting people, and you have to like contain and like just work with different like assets with your that you're given. I just think it looks so much fun to just be able to be on the other side. And from the movie standpoint, I mean, you're the tourist, you're in there and everything, and like other games, you're shooting and stuff like that. But in this sense, where you're running the park and managing it, I love that. I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. When I got that in the cereal box, I could
Love
endless
Roller
hours
Tycoon.
into that game. Oh my god! So
I'm like the one guy who liked the first one more.
Really?
Yeah.
You are very rare.
Very rare. Love Roller Coaster Tycoon though.
Zoo Tycoon, like that was the closest I ever got to this, with being able to put these dinosaurs in the zoo. So
Yeah, pick up people and drop them in the lion.
Oh, yeah.
Lion, tiger,
it was a good time. So
tank.
I'm definitely
It's not a
is
tank.
easily
It's
a day
late.
one purchase.
I'm happy you're happy. That's all I can say.
You can come and play it.
No. Jessica's looking forward to this game, and it's definitely coming in 2018. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, is it definitely coming?
That's what it says here. I have nothing to say because I will comment when they put out a real release date, because we could be talking about this game in the 2020 game preview.
Yeah,
so.
that's because that's what they keep doing, pushing it back. I am excited for it, but why do you get your hopes up for them to like push it back again?
Exactly. Mega Man 11, they kind of sneakily announced that a couple months ago. It looked great. I've been like a Mega Man fan. It's not like one of my favorite franchises, but I have the very first Nintendo and I played on there, and I think it's cool. It looked really like it looked very much like when they did the new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii U originally, and
Was
like
the
looked
Switch
updated.
exclusive?
Yeah. No, it's coming for all consoles.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe they'll make like a cardboard like blaster.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That
Cardboard
would be pretty
blaster.
cool.
But yeah, it looked good from the trailer I saw, and I like the way they announced it. So
Yeah, the Mega Man games are cool. I've actually really liked the Battle Network. Have you guys ever played the Battle Network games, the Mega Man games? They're not like the platformer that like most of the Mega Man games are, but Taylor's doing something weird. I'm not sure what it is. But I don't really have much more to say on Mega Man, so you better figure it out quick. Mega Man's a cool game. It's cool.
we brought up Monster Hunter World earlier. You just ignored it.
I know, but I don't know why. Why is it listed there? As like,
Because that's when it's coming for. They don't know when it's coming for Windows.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
God damn, I know what I'm doing. I've hosted this podcast
Okay.
for almost 3 years now.
I saw it.
Overkill's The Walking
That's
Dead.
what I want.
What is it?
It's a first-person
What is
shooter
it?
Walking Dead game.
Have you seen any trailers or
Yeah.
images?
There's a
Is there
trailer
re-
for it.
Oh, really?
There's one image for
Because
it.
when I click on the game, it just takes you to Overkill's.
There's a
fucking-
cinematic trailer for it.
Oh, what's in
Yeah.
Cinematic
It's
for
actually really
sus.
impressive because the guy's walking and the whole world is normal, everything around him, and the guy's walking. He's a business guy or whatever doing his own thing. And he sits on a bench, and then it instantly transitions to him standing up, and the world is just wrecked in Washington. And I can't explain very well, but the way the trailer dives into this guy being a little bit just emotionally struck and being thrown into the situation, like how you as a person are in this society with a suit, collar, everything, with a cell phone, and now all of a sudden he's in this situation with this bat, and he's got to kill this, I think it was a little girl zombie, or this girl
Yeah,
zombie.
but then
or
it's a
something,
first-person shooter.
But I don't know, I think, like, I love the
A lot of
Telltale.
sound effects though. Those
A
were
lot of
all
sound
straight
effects.
from
Play
Francis
Last of Us.
They work for me.
So that's Walking Dead game you'll ever get.
I absolutely love the Telltale Walking Dead games. I think they were great. So I think it's cool for them to take a new spin finally.
Cool.
In that universe.
Red Dead Redemption 2, huge game,
Pretty
very anticipated. The fact that it's a prequel, I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it before, it doesn't excite me that much, so it kind of has bumped down a few notches on the list for me, but I'm still very excited. Anytime Rockstar's putting out a game, it has the chance of being the best game of the year. So, and I haven't played a bad Rockstar game in quite a while. Even myself, I like LA Noire enough,
Mhm.
about GTA 6, GTA 4, San Andreas, the original Red Dead. So
GTA 6, eh?
yeah, it's great. I played
We're
it.
just gonna have to trust you on that one.
Played a beta.
I think they're still making DLC packs for GTA 5.
Not what I played.
Oh wow, lucky you. Red Dead Redemption's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta play through the first one before I can truly get hyped on this
Yeah.
one.
I didn't play the
Oh.
first one. I didn't care. So
First one was good. I had lots of fun with my friends, my posse online.
Your posse.
Yeah, I'd be the sniper up on the hill, and they'd all be down below, shooting it up, and I'd be
You'd be sniping,
Shooting it up.
shooting it up.
shooting up in the streets,
Well,
in Taylor after hours.
yeah, after
After
9.
After 9.
Skull and Bones.
Oh, that's
Fuck
that.
yes.
That's that naval pirate sort of game.
Super lame. I'll never play it.
Taylor,
Easy as that.
sell us on this game.
Legit, one of my huge favorite points of Assassin's Creed was the naval part. I felt like, honestly, like, the naval part thrown into Assassin's Creed, the piracy, was so overwhelming on its own. Like, it was its own thing. I'm so happy that they took that and have turned it into their own game alone. I think, like, the combat and everything, getting other ships together, forming a fleet, going to war, I think it looks absolutely insane. I love how much more focus they're taking on to every aspect of running your ship.
Right.
And especially that end scene in that Kraken just totally blew my mind. I'm totally down to build and deck out my ship and go in the open ocean and have a motherfucking Kraken crawling up with its
Motherfucking
tentacles. And I get to
Kraken.
blow. I feel like I'm Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean blowing the Kraken up, and I'm pissing Davy Jones off just over yonder, and I'm just gonna be rocking it.
Over yonder. I'm excited. I'm happy that you're excited.
That's the second game you've heard that.
Will I play it? No.
No.
But you can play it.
There's another Soul Calibur coming out. Got 3 Soul Calibur.
What are they on now? Like 12 or?
6.
6.
Oh, really?
yeah,
It's about half as much as I thought.
No, SEO was in the last Soul Calibur?
Really?
Yeah.
Does
It's
it
not in
survive?
this one.
Yikes.
Spider-Man, PS4 or PS4
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. This is
Spider-Man.
this is gonna be a good one. I think. I think this game. There's lots of games coming out this year, like Detroit or Red Dead, that I think could disappoint me for some reason. From what I've seen with Spider-Man, I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed. I got very much similar to Arkham Asylum vibes. Arkham Asylum is my favorite game. Yes, it's based on a comic book, but it's just the gameplay of the story. If I can get that version just in Spider-Man, I'll be happy. I want this game as soon as possible, as long as it's ready to go. But I really hope this does not get delayed and it's next year. I want it to be.
I don't know. They seemed pretty confident when they dropped that release date at
Yeah.
E3 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
seem pretty confident that Kingdom Hearts was coming with PS3. The Last Guardian was delayed 10 years.
dude, was that confident though? I mean, I guess this game could get delayed.
Yeah.
I sure hope it doesn't. Yeah, I'm obviously we talk about Spider-Man so much on this podcast. We have a whole show dedicated to it. So I'm really into Spider-Man. He's a fun character. He's
Definitely
fun
get a
world.
review.
100%. Yeah, we'll definitely be playing that game.
2020, no.
Part of the Spider-Man retrospective. We can't do it right now. We got to do it as a retrospective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've loved the gameplay that we've seen for it, and I'm super excited to dive into this game. Definitely a day one for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing these two aren't gonna play it.
It's not a day one for me.
Well, you don't own the PlayStation. So.
I was going to buy one, but that changed.
That changed.
And then for Telltale, they got The Wolf Among Us Season 2, Walking Dead, the final season. I imagine there may be like a Guardians in there and some other Telltale ones we don't know about, but those are their two biggest ones.
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead final season, that's a big thing because obviously they're adding that. And
They've been doing that for a while, right?
Yeah, and Wolf Among Us was their kind of big drop hit, so it's fun that they're going back into that. Lots of fans want that, so I don't think I'll play any of them, but good for them.
I've started playing the Batman Telltale. It's free on PS Plus this month.
What do you think about that?
It's cool. It's fun so far.
It's great. Are you only one episode in so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think it's pretty good.
I'm sure it does.
Yep.
I like it so far. It's fun. Yeah.
I like the Jurassic Park Telltale game.
I'm sure you do.
That one's not coming out.
It already did.
I mean, like a season 2.
More episodes.
Oh, I know. They can't come out with season 2 because it didn't end with the opener. So.
With an opener.
Yeah.
The whole world blew up. Everyone died.
It's very
That's
climactic.
really sad.
And then a couple of games here that maybe some people think are big. Who knows? You got The Crew 2, Guild 3, Tropical 6. Let's see, Untitled Fire Emblem game, Untitled Yoshi game, Valkyrie Chronicles 4, Vampiro, and Xenonauts 2, and then World of Warcraft expansion.
I think Fire Emblem is actually a big one for me because I was kind of disappointed in the last 2 Fire Emblem games that came out on the 3DS. But back in the day when they released console, because that's what this Fire Emblem game is the Switch game, the console games they had for GameCube and Wii for Fire Emblem were really good. They're probably my second and third favorite in the series. And yeah, kind of since then I feel like it's maybe not gone downhill, but it's gone a different direction than I was into. So I'm really curious, and this could be like, I know I said this about Odyssey, but this could be where I get a Switch if this is taken in like the Fire Emblem direction that I kind of want to go, and
especially if there's cardboard.
Especially if there's cardboard. If I can get a cardboard sword with it, sick. I can like role play that I'm actually there fighting these goons.
Yeah. Love role playing.
Love role play. Yeah. So that's a big one for me. I think that Yoshi game looks alright, but I think
how dare you?
I don't know.
It looks so fucking
I think
good.
those Yoshi. I don't know. It just
Yoshi!
Those games are just. I think they're. Those are another those games that are made for the younger audience.
But sometimes
I don't think they're guided to me. So
I will buy them because I like a basic bitch platformer.
Then that's fine.
Nintendo characters.
You're allowed to have that.
That's what I
Sometimes I like playing those mindless games too. That's fine.
It looked great. It looked colorful. That's all I want in a Yoshi game. Yoshi's Island, one of the best games ever made. Replaying on my SNES Classic right now.
Mm-hmm. But I think that game has more depth though. That game has some
100%. But Yoshi gives me those nostalgia vibes.
Who does not give those vibes to? Yoshi's a well-known dinosaur dude. He's cool. He's a cool guy. What's funny about that?
Anything jump out of that list I just threw at you guys? There's a game called Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes coming out for the Nintendo Switch. I'm happy with
That's
that.
a cool game.
Travis told you so's.
No, not really. There's not too much to predict. I just think that whatever Sea of Thieves, like I said, my Travis told you so that. I think that's just going to be like a 60s, 70s sort of game.
Flop.
I think Days Gone is going to be, not a flop, but kind of similar, where it's just going to come up and be like, eh. But other than that, lots of games to me could go either way. They're either going to be great, or they're going to kind of be a disappointment no one talks about them. There's no big strong feelings. If Spider-Man sucks, I'm crushed.
Yeah, that would not be...
Yeah.
I'd be very disappointed if that game was not fun.
Which leads us into most anticipated top 3.
Yeah. I
got Spider-Man number 1. I got Detroit number 2, and then I got Red Dead at number 3. Detroit and Spider-Man have honestly fought back and forth for me a lot, so I'll just go on my gut and go with Spider-Man because I think it'll be, at the end of the day, probably a bit more enjoyable to play. You're kicking bad guys, you're shooting webs, but that's my top 3 for 2018. And if those 3 games are good, I'm happy because that's about it so far. Unless there's some secret games announced. There's some that intrigue me, like a God of War. Kingdom Hearts 3 if it comes out, maybe Days Gone if it's good, but those are the 3 that I really want, and then the rest of the games, hopefully they're good, maybe I'll play them, but that won't hurt me if they're not.
Jurassic World Evolution is number 1.
Oh my.
Definitely is. There's
He loves his Jurassic stuff.
There's not enough for me for Jurassic
Cardboard
Park games.
dinosaurs?
What if they announced that game was exclusive to Nintendo Labo?
Fuck. I've never been triggered on a cast with this fucking cardboard. I'm fucking so exhausted at this
Now we know
fucking
what happened to
cardboard.
Ed Moses.
Oh my
Ed Moses,
god.
dude.
Jesus. Give Ed Moses some fucking cardboard.
Give it to him.
um, round 2, I'd say.
Round 2.
Far Cry 5. I don't want to say Sea of Thieves because I'm definitely leaning towards the Far Cry 5, but Sea of Thieves it's transparently back there with it. And number 3, I'd say the Walking Dead Overkill. I'm very pumped for that game. I'm very excited to see what they do with it. Yeah.
Nice. Jessica?
You know what? My hopes are low, but I'm still gonna say KH3.
Okay.
It's, you know.
Sticking with this is the year.
Yeah, you know, it's been the year like 4 years in a row, but this year is the year.
I mean, that's what they're banking on, is that someone out there is going to believe that it's going to come out this year.
Yeah, that's
That's
me.
all they're looking
That's
for.
me.
And
I'm
this year too.
holding on. Probably, I'd say God of War. I'm definitely a fan of the series.
G of War.
The G of War, yes. Yeah, really nothing else blew me away out of that list.
Wow, 2 games.
2. Can't even come up with 3. And even
You know, maybe the Shadow Colossus, play it. It was one of those games as a kid that I like super wanted it and my mom refused to buy it.
Oh,
love the
cardboard.
Yeah, it was the cardboard.
There's the cardboard.
And now that I am older, I'll just buy it for myself because my
Perfect.
parents would not allow me the enjoyments of life.
Rebel
The simple
card. I get
entertainment.
it.
My kid wants cardboard. I'll go to Costco and get them a box. There's lots of cardboard there for free.
You wouldn't need to go to Costco. You probably have some cardboard lying around.
I do.
Just
Every
go
time-
to the back at Bed
Quick fun fact about Taylor. Every time, I walk by his car, there's always just like a bunch of boxes in the back seat with all sorts of stuff. And like, it's never the same stuff. It's always rotating stuff.
All their cardboard.
You just
He's
you're like
planning.
driving into them like one car
So
full
that's
at
my
a
pet
time.
peeve. I can send it out to Reggie.
He's planning to run away at any moment.
That's cool.
Damn us.
Tyler and Kirkland were here earlier for our movie news and such. So they gave me their list. Kirkland's Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think these have orders. They're just a mashup. Spider-Man. He's a big Spider-Man fan. And Detroit as well. So
Just my list, but
it's pretty much your list. Yeah. That is exactly what your list is.
So original.
And then
Kirkland.
Tyler.
Go help
is,
your grandma move, you fucking loser.
Wow.
Whoa.
Tyler as well has Detroit on his list, Far Cry 5, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I guess maybe isn't fully
It's
confirmed.
rumored, but I didn't even see it on that list. But
Okay.
it is something that's coming
Well,
out.
he's a big fan of those games, and he'll
Yeah.
tell you about it.
And
So.
hopefully he's a big fan of the movie too. Check out our first
Hopefully.
part 1 of this episode.
As for myself, at number 3, I'm going to put Outward, which is a game I've definitely talked about before, but it's a smaller game, just like an indie developer. Like, they have this small team, but it's kind of like a mashup. Like, it has elements of like your Dark Souls games and elements of Elder Scrolls, but specifically Morrowind. Like, these guys are big fans of Morrowind in particular, and everything I've seen about this game is just like an open world kind of RPG game, but it's like really focused on the co-op, and that's something that they've kind of pushed ever since the beginning, is making it like a co-op adventure, and you can do split screen or you can do it online as well. And so I think for a game like that, like obviously I'm excited because it's like Dark Souls, it's like Morrowind, but to be able to play that with your friends is cool. It's a game that I'm not trying to get my expectations too high because it is a smaller team, and they're really active with their community and their fans, so they're really open about things that they have to like cut and things they just don't have time or budget for. So I don't think it's gonna visually or mechanically gonna be like the greatest game of all time, but I think it's a game that is made for someone like me, and I think developers are really really cool dudes. So it's a game on my radar and a game I'll definitely be talking about when it comes out. And I think it is coming out this year. It's not 100% confirmed, but I think their plan is to have it out summer of this year. So I'm really hoping that it does reach that date. Number 2, I'd put it's either Detroit or Spider-Man. I can't tell which one I want to put. I'd probably put Spider-Man just because we talk about Spider-Man so much that I'm just always hyped about Spider-Man. And I think because Detroit does have maybe like, I don't know, maybe it won't be amazing.
Yeah.
Who knows? And then number 1 for me, 100% is Spelunky 2.
Yeah. Is that for sure coming out this year?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Because I feel like, you know, Derek, you the creator, he said 2018. I don't think he would just say that if he wasn't sure about it. So yeah, Spelunky, the first one, is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a game that I can always go back to and enjoy. Like, there's never an odd time where I would like dislike playing the game. It's just so much fun. It's so unique. It has like such an amazing soundtrack. Art style is amazing. It's a game with like a difficulty curve that you feel like you are learning and getting better at the game. It's fun exploration. I was really shocked and surprised when they announced the second one. I guess I'm just really curious what they're gonna do, because I know that developer, he's a really cool dude. I've seen a lot of interviews and stuff with him, and I know he wouldn't make a second one just for the sake of like it has a lot of fans, so it'd make money. I know he's doing it because he has a lot of good ideas to push the game forward and add new stuff, and I'm really curious to see what that new stuff is. So I don't think that game. I also don't think that's a game that can disappoint me. Like, I think no matter what, I'll just
famous last words.
I know I'm setting myself up there, but yeah, I don't think there's any way I could really be disappointed with this game. Even if he just adds like a few things, which I know he's not going to do, I would be content just with any new Spelunky content, because the first game never had. Well, it had like one DLC that just added like some skins that you can play as like with your character, but nothing like new gameplay wise. So I'm super curious to see what that game actually has and how it takes the original game and pushes it forward, or if it just goes in a new direction but still falls within being a sequel. So big question mark, and I don't know. I'll definitely be 100% doing a review talking about that game when it comes out, because I think that'll be more tangible to do a review for. So
yeah,
I'm super excited for that. I had one honorable mention for UFO 50, that game, that small indie game I talked about. Was just like a group of indie devs kind of got together and are making just this game that has 50 games in it. They're just mini games. Some of them are multiplayer, some of them are just like short RPGs and stuff like that. But I like a lot of the people. Derek, you, the creator of Spelunky, is involved in it as well. So I don't know. I think it's also just like a less expensive game. So you just get a bunch of games for, you know, cheap price, and they're probably going to be good games. I don't know how long they'll last for, but
yeah,
I mean, they're really upfront with what you're getting for it, and
yeah.
I don't know, it looks like a lot of fun. I like the art style and like trailers they've shown for it. So those would be my 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Almost 4, because you
Yeah.
said like the short end Spider-Man. You kind of charted.
I'm gonna go with. I'm up. There's a lot of games I'm excited for. It's gonna be a really good year, I think.
I hope.
I'll throw it out there because it may or may not. So whether I have a third or not, it's dependent on whether or not it gets actually announced. But the Pokemon game for Switch that is announced, possible late 2018 or into 2019. So
I doubt it'll be 2018. I really
you
do.
know what? They were too busy
Same.
working on the cardboard, so I.
Yeah,
you know.
that's why they pushed
Yeah.
it aside.
Or
Oh,
Pikachu.
can't. Oh, could we work on this Pokemon game? No, not till Labo's done.
They're gonna have like these cardboard Pokeballs that you can throw at slugs
Nice.
and
Yeah.
like grass
I'm
and
down
stuff.
with
Taylor, where can they find all our other discussions, whether it's about
Oh.
cardboard or any other
With your handy
items?
dandy cardboard keyboard and mouse.
Oh yeah, those
You
kids
can
are finding us.
Make sure you got your cardboard modem, your cardboard monitor, and your cardboard whatever just connected to the internet. You can go onto Google, and in Google you can type in Facebook's priority. I mean, it's fantastic.
Not SoundCloud, YouTube, or iTunes, where we give our content.
Those are mandatory, not just priority.
Okay.
So
Wow.
when you get onto the Facebook, you're gonna type in the search bar, GeekVerse Space Podcast. That is the space bar. To make a space, don't type the word space. It's gotta be clear on that, because I know some people can get
I don't think you.
confused.
Anyway.
But yeah, you're gonna find GeekVerse Podcast. It's gonna be great. It's a hell of a time. It's always a good time. It is a fun time. We make it an even better time than the time you were having.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, if you like us, whether it's on
We can't
podcast
confirm that
services
actually.
or video service, please like, subscribe, review, give us your thoughts.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about what is your most anticipated games of the year. Next week we'll be back with I think just movie oriented stuff with the Golden Geeks nomination, but big things because I think next week or the week after Gauntlet will be coming back, and we have a huge spicy season. There is
Spicy.
this is the spiciest you're gonna ever get. If you like Gauntlet last year, this
That's
is
not
like,
true because it could get even spicier.
true, but this is like a flavor at 100, and
Flavor at
yeah,
100.
and last year was like 10, so it's gonna be good. So thank you very much. We will see you next week. We have lots of spin-off shows. Check those out. They won't be boring.
Bye.
Good after evening. Bye.
Good after evening. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I
You gonna
said
say
that.
something, Taylor? Or I'm gonna kill the stream.
No, I'm like, yeah.